Jimmie McMurray was one of those drivers in a precarious position going into Richmond, but when all the dust settled, he made it into the chase for the second year in a row. As he breathes a sigh of relief, we are now going to take a look at some of the numbers behind this achievement for Mac being back in the chase. That is, Jimmie McMurray finished this regular season 43 points above the cutoff. It is his second chase appearance, and he finished 13th in the standings last season. Jimmie now joins us from Richmond. And Jimmie, with all that was going on in this race tonight, with all the cautions, could you ever really breathe any type of sigh of relief until you saw that final checkered flag wave?
No, it was that was a really crazy race. When we had the long runs, green flag runs at the beginning, it was great because I think we ran 4th or 5th most of that, and you're logging laps. I'm like, this is perfect because our car was good on the long run. And then as the cautions kept coming out, I didn't even think about running out of tires. And Matt had come on the radio, and he's like, I don't think we can pit. He's like, I'm scared we're going to run out of tires. And then with all those cautions at the end, and some guys pitting, some guys not, some of the guys were able to make up ground, some were not. That was crazy. And then with the 7 car spinning out on the last lap, and I knew the 5 car had fresher tires than a few of those guys. That was pretty stressful. I'm glad it's over.
Jimmie, you and I have been racing at Richmond for well over 20 years. Tonight, a record amount of cautions, 16. As the driver of your car tonight, why do you think everybody was wrecking so much?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what all the cautions were for. You know, a lot of times in the car, if you don't see it or if you can't see the Jumbotron, you don't really know what happened. I was so focused on what we were doing tonight, I didn't even ask what the cautions were for. But it seemed like there was just a lot of guys getting into the wall. I saw the 20 car blow a tire out. He had to have gotten into somebody, I assume. So I don't know. It was crazy there at the end. It seemed like about every 3 or 4 laps we were having a caution.
Jimmie, you said you were aware of the Casey Kane situation, being on a little fresher tires with his 5 car, but were you surprised, or did you go wow when Matt McCall said pit, knowing it was probably only going to be a 2-lap shootout?
Well, yeah, a little bit, but tires make such a big difference here, and the fact that we had run like 20-some laps, I knew those guys were going to struggle. It's hard to even go through the gears getting up to speed. So, and then when we got to have the outside lane, I hadn't run up there all day long, so I was a little bit timid. But once we got up to the outside lane, it was crazy how much grip there was up there, and the drive that you could have off of both corners. But yeah, the whole tire thing today, the crew chiefs earned their money. That was a hard race to call, and when I knew that the 5 car had tires, when we were on the red flag, I was hoping that everybody was going to stay out, because I thought that if we had a bunch of guys pit and he had better tires, that maybe the other people that were pitting weren't going to get up there. So it worked out. The 5 had a really good car tonight. They did a great job.
Hey, Jimmie, how different are these last 10 races of this season when you're a chaser as opposed to being outside? How happy are you to be in this chase?
Yeah, it's so awesome to get to go to Chicago. The points get pretty much all squared up. And the biggest thing for Kyle and I is just that our cars are so good right now. We both ran really good again tonight. And I think that next weekend, the cars that we're bringing, it's the 2 best cars that we've built at our shop this year. So I look forward to getting there. And it's so much fun to get to have the points reset and you go and it's kind of you're in your own race. But man, I'm so excited. I'm so proud of everybody at our organization that builds our cars and has put all this work in to get us from where we started the year to where we are right now, because you guys would know that it's almost impossible to do that throughout a season, to go from a 15th to 20th place car to cars that can win. And our guys have done that, so they need to be really proud of themselves.
Jimmie, congratulations to you and your team once again, and best of luck in the chase. Thanks for joining us.
Yep, thanks guys. Yep.